Peace and love, family. Peace and love. I'm about to do a quick live. I haven't been going live in a while, but I gotta speak on this real quick. My opinion ain't nobody else's opinion. It's only my opinion. Polygamy. I'm gonna speak on this. I don't have any experience with polygamy. I don't have any experience. I haven't been in relationships. I've always been in monogamous relationships. I've always done that. It's a lot of ways I could, as a man, it's a lot of ways I could go with this, but I'm going to put it like this. When we look at polygamy, or we look at men having multiple wives, if you look at the Bible, let's look at the scriptures. You look at the scriptures with Abraham and Sarah and all these things. A lot of times a woman would have a man take another wife because she couldn't maybe bear children, or something was going on with the having an heir and reproducing and stuff like that. Those are the reasons sometimes that a woman would allow a man to take another wife. Also, that woman is so common sense, and any man that don't see this is out of his mind. If you are in a relationship, and some women would be comfortable and would want a polygamous relationship, but if you're going to be in a polygamous relationship, the women are going to have to get along. So the man does not choose the other woman. That's just common sense. Anybody should look at that, should see that's common sense. It's no way that you're going to be in a polygamous relationship as a man and it's two women that do not get along. That's not a family. That doesn't make any sense. And if reproduction is not in it, if you're not having children, then there's no reason to be polygamous. If you're in a relationship and you're having a relationship where all the people are together, like you got multiple people and people are together, it's a free relationship. Like let's say you're in a relationship, man or woman, you're in a relationship and y'all have multiple partners. And y'all not reproducing, y'all not having no kids or nothing. Y'all not having no children or nothing. Then that means that's just an open relationship. That's just an open relationship. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But that is not for everybody. Come on, man. We got to use our common sense. That's not for everybody. And the reason why we're having, as people that was born that came through America, that was reincarnated through America, the reason why we're having these discussions is because we have been raised up and we have been put into a situation, an isolated situation, where we don't really know ourselves and our practices that we had before we came to this raggedy bitch. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why all these old thoughts and old processes are coming back. I am not anti-polygamy. I've always been in monogamous relationships. I have control of my lower self. I don't have to feel like I gotta sleep. Now let's say as a man nature. Let's talk about the man nature. Now me, when I'm in a relationship, I do look at other women. And women do too. Women do too. They look at other men, they look at other women, women look at other women. We all do that. But just because you see something or you see something else, don't mean you supposed to go after it. You have a commitment with somebody else. Lying is the problem. Bearing false witness is the problem. Lying is always going to cause a problem. I don't care who do it or what you do it for. I don't care if somebody did something bad and you trying to help somebody by lying. Lying would always cause problems. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why I'm speaking on this, because I have 8 sisters. I have 7 now because one passed away. And through my sisters, I have seen the plight of women all around. In my sisters, I see other women that go through the exact same thing that they're going through. So I understand the woman. I had a very good mother. My mom took me out of school. They told me I was slow. She took me out of school. She homeschooled me. I had a very good mother. So I have a very good understanding. I don't have all the understanding, but I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of women. And what I'm starting to realize, when I'm trying to figure out why we're going through what we're going through, we're talking about us as melanated beings being enslaved. But what I'm starting to realize about this whole planet is not just America, this whole planet, is that this planet and these religions and these different things, these systems that we set up, that was our stuff, that they turned around and made it into some bastardized shit, is enslaving the woman. The woman is being enslaved. We're taking a woman and putting a ring on her finger and doing all these things to control her. Because the woman is the one that has, that is the one that got all the power. You talking about manifestation and being able to manifest stuff out of pure, being able to do magic? You're talking about the melanated woman when you talk about any woman, really. But the melanated woman, of course, is the cream of the crop. That's the top. That's my opinion. You don't want to accept it. I can prove it. But the black woman is what it is. The melanated woman is what it is. And the reason why I'm speaking on this is because everybody, I see that these things that some of these men are doing, is turning women against men. And men, we need women. Without, man, let me tell you something. Without a woman, your life, it's almost like your life don't got no flavor, don't got no taste. When you don't have a woman, it's like you missing something in your life. We know we need women, but you cannot control a woman. The age of controlling women is over. Niggas need to wise up. The world needs to wise up. Y'all see what's coming. Y'all see what's happening. The new Star Trek movie got the melanated woman as the star. You got Wonder Woman coming out, which the Amazons are based off the African women that lived in Africa that shot bow and arrows and that was warriors. That come from Africa. That come from Kush. That come from Ethiopia. That come from Akibulan, the place over there. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, polygamy is. Let's explain it. I saw a documentary about a family. The family, what happened was the woman had a child. The woman had a child, and in this culture in Africa, in this certain village, after that woman have a child, that man have to wait 2 years. Listen to me, American-born men. 2 years before you go into that woman, before you have sex with her again. Why? Because women are opened up. Their portal is open. That's why my mom and dad ended up having 8 kids. Because my dad, he did not have control of his libido. So he would jump back into my mom right away. And we came to be, but it wasn't right. You understand? Because why? Because children need lap time. If you don't understand lap time is that woman need to bond with that child. Because the whole point of sex is to reproduce. Reproduction is what it is. That is the problem. It's to reproduce. If you're not reproducing, then you need to find other reasons and other ways for you to be with that woman. Y'all should be friends. Y'all should be able to have fun without having sex. Sex shouldn't be your only thing that you're having fun and the only thing that you're doing. Peace, Miss Sparks. How you doing? That shouldn't be the only thing that you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? That shouldn't be the only thing that you're doing. So these are the issues. And the reason why I'm speaking out right now is because I'm seeing so many times where women, I don't want women to start to, I try to be a good man. I don't want women to turn to completely against, because if our women turn completely against us, we're not going to get out the situation that we're in. Because everybody know that melanated beings are tired of this shit that's going on in America. We're tired of living like this. We're tired of all these things that are going on. And it's not going to work. We're not going to succeed and be who we are and be the gods and goddess of this planet, who we are, separated and being separated from each other and not loving each other. All this horse shit is bullshit. It ain't to control a woman. A woman should be able to talk to whoever she want to talk to. You understand what I'm saying? A woman's words is powerful. That's why when we was enslaved, that's why the slave master used to put that ball in their mouth. Now they use it as a kinky thing where they tie the ball around your mouth or put something over your mouth. The reason why they was doing that to the melanated woman, because the melanated woman is powerful. Her words are powerful. All she got to do is speak. And a lot of y'all niggas, y'all done did so much dirtball shit. Women are out there speaking bad over your life. That's why you can't get nowhere, and that's why you can't go nowhere. Because there's women out there that are speaking bad on your life. They're speaking over you. And they're saying negative things about you because you being a goddamn asshole. These abusive women have got to stop. Now, I'm gonna speak to Nature Boy. Because I hit him up yesterday. And I tried to talk to him. And I told him that he was wrong what he doing. And I would tell any melanated woman, do not go out there with Melanation. Do not go out there with motherfucking Nature Boy. He heard me. I told him to his face. Not to his face, but I told him on the thing. So I'm saying it on Facebook in front of every motherfucking body. And I'm not trying to be big and bad, because that ain't even my nature. But we're not going to be abusing no motherfucking women. We're not going to do that. We got to heal our women. We got to heal our women through healing ourselves. We got to heal ourselves so we can heal our women. You're taking advantage of people. You're doing wrong. Or somebody that loves your motherfucking ass. And the thing is, we need to use that for example of ourselves. Because there's a lot of times where women take care of us and love us and do the things they need to do, and we abuse them when we throw them away like trash. And that is the universe showing us that we're doing wrong. This has got to stop, guys. This has got to stop. And then now we're trying to use polygamy. We're not ready to be in no polygamy relationship because a lot of us can't even be. Nigga, before you be in a polygamous relationship, you have got to get along with the woman that you with first. It needs to be a monogamous relationship first. That is common goddamn sense. That's why I've never been in a polygamous relationship. Because I've been with women and we be together for a while and we break up. We break up because the relationship wasn't right. I haven't met the woman that I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life yet. I haven't met that yet. I haven't met that woman yet. Because I had to still discover more things about myself. That's why people go through different relationships. That's why with people, this is a relationship. That's why people be in different relationships. And now I'm just waiting on my queen. You understand what I'm saying? If I got to wait till I'm 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not going to keep on going. I'm not going to keep this cycle going. You understand what I'm saying? Being with a woman just for now, just to hope, because, man, we almost have to have a woman. Because a woman is very influential in our lives. You understand what I'm saying? We're not defending, black man, you melanated man, you're not defending your woman. You're not. You're abusing her. Just like the slave masters abused us. This shit got to stop, bruh. This shit got to stop. I don't want me and my sister was out there. No more melanated women. Do not go over there with Nature Boy. If you want to go to the tropics, please do that. Because that is very beneficial. I'm taking my ass back to the tropics. You understand what I'm saying? When I get a chance, when I straighten up, when I need to straighten up out here. You understand what I'm saying? The tropics is very good. Eating fresh food, being in tune with nature and stuff, that is all facts. But what people are doing, let me tell you something. This situation is just like any situation. People, like the Bible, they take a little bit of truth, they take a little bit of Yahshua, Jesus Christ, his words and stuff, and they take it and they twist it and they take it to control people. That's the same thing what this individual is doing with nature. We have got to connect back with nature because nature is where our power is going to be. That's where our power comes from. We come from the earth. That's where our power lies. That's how Haiti defeated the goddamn French. That's how they did it. They did it being in tune with nature. That's how they was the only independent country over here at that time when slavery was still going on. And then they sent money to Jamaica and these other places so they could be free. We put ourselves back into slavery. Jamaica put themselves back into slavery. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to go nowhere without no woman. The white man got his woman. The so-called Caucasian man. He got his woman. That man he shoot a black man on the street. He out there, he make a mistake or he do it on purpose or whatever be going through cops' mind because, whatever they be going through their mind, hate or I don't know what be going on, whatever going, and they shoot that man. Guess what they do? They go right back home to their wife. You know what their wife be telling? Say, baby, you didn't have no choice. Da-da-da. She rub his back. She said, you fighting for us. You da-da-da-da. And she comfort that man. And that man can still stay strong, get money, and still stay strong and still be who he need to be. What are we doing to each other? Men are having children, leaving the children, abandoning the children. Or if they don't abandon children, the woman is running the man out the house, not trying to get along with the man, running him out the house, all these different things. And we're all separating all. And then you got all these insulators, child support, visitation, all these different things, these court things that are coming in. And all these things are destroying us. Our families are being destroyed. And we don't even have enough sense to fix ourselves up. This is what the universe is showing us. This is what Mama is showing us. This whole situation, that is what this situation is for. Men, women, please don't hate all men for what some men do. That's just like hating all Caucasian people before what some Caucasians do. That's like some Caucasian people hating melanated beings for what some melanated beings do. You can't be like that. All of us aren't like that. And men, you are, listen, I'm all about a man being a man. Masculinity is important. We are born masculine for a reason. But you also have a feminine principle a part of yourself. That's what Prince was saying. Now, he went more over to the other side. You can express yourself the way that you feel. But men, we have to be in tune. We have to get in tune with our feminine side so we can even deal with a woman. Some of y'all niggas can't even deal with women because you too much into your masculine side. It is wrong for a man to be constantly planting his seed into different women like that, putting himself in different women like that without some kind of some kind of support system for her to help her out, just in case polygamy is only for having children. That's my opinion in kingdom building. If you ain't building a kingdom and you ain't having children, it's no need for polygamy. You're just being a greedy ass nigga. And if your wife is not enough for you, then you need to think about the relationship. If your man is not enough for you, then you need to think about your relationship. If you want to have an open relationship, then you need to allow that woman to be open too. You can't have an open relationship and you doing all the shit and then the woman can't do. She might want to experience another man too. Y'all need to we need to stop separating ourselves and making that men and women are so different. Women like to be with multiple men too, some of them. If they're not getting everything from one partner. We got to love ourselves, and through loving ourselves, we got to love each other. We got to start tearing each other down. Now, I'm speaking on this because I was out there, and I was holding up the brand. That's what I discussed with this individual just yesterday. I'm being straight up with it. Because Yaya left, and I'm glad she left. BP left, I'm glad they left. They're my friends, I'm glad they left. And I can't wait to connect back with them. But that's messed up. That I didn't know we was living in a situation where they couldn't come talk to us and stuff like that. I didn't know that was like that. Let me tell you something. The reason why I know some things, I know a little bit of something, is because I have a lot of women friends. I have women as friends. I have 6 sisters. 6 sisters, 5 now because one passed away. And I had a good mama, and I have established friendships with women throughout my life. And through those friendships, women have taught me a lot of things. They have taught me a lot of things. I've learned a lot from women, good and bad. And if you are a male and you do not have any female friends, you might want to think about that. Because it shouldn't be always sexual. If you ain't reproducing, you need to be careful with that thing you slinging around. If you ain't reproducing, you need to be careful with that. Because if you're being with a woman and y'all not friends, suppose she get pregnant. Then you got to go and say, hey, take me to go to the clinic, and telling women to go to the clinic and stuff. And we're seeing that right in pop culture. Now, I don't know if this stuff is true or not. I'm not going to speak nobody's names. People sending out texts that want a man and say, hey, you want me to take you to the clinic? Let's go. You should never tell no woman that after you done got her pregnant. You should never say nothing like that to a woman. That's the most despicable, nastiest thing that a man could ever say to a woman. And you men have done that, you a nasty, dirty ass motherfucker for that. And that is not judgmental, that's a fact. Because you done made a God, and now you're trying to destroy a God. And that God came down here was no fault is on of what you do. What you do in this life matters. This is this realm that we're in, and it's another realm that we don't know, that's been hidden from us. So this right here will matter. If you go and you lay down with a woman, it's a possibility that she can have a child. If you lay down with a man, it's a possibility. And women, you got to be careful who you laying down with. Because then after you lay down with the man, and then he run off, and then you want to throw him on child support, and then you want to do all these crazy things to him. But you should have knew if he was a provider before you lay down with a nigga, he should be able to provide for you. That is a requirement. That a man provide for that child, because a woman is only... Look, women and men can do the same thing. They can fight like us. They could fight. They can lift weights. They can play ball. Women are so beautiful. They could do everything we could do. The only time a woman is vulnerable is when she's having a child. She's vulnerable when she had that child because her stomach started to get big. She's sick. She don't feel good. You know, she's vulnerable. That's her vulnerable state. So your little raggedy ass motherfucking ass nigga, you done got her pregnant. You done put her in a vulnerable state, and then you done jumped up and left. And leave her there to defend and to do what she need to do by herself. You understand what I'm saying? This is the problem. And the reason why I'm speaking on this because I don't want women to start hating men. And I see it. Do you know how much it hurt me when I'm around my sisters? You know, my sisters, they around all kind of women. So I'm around women and I'm hanging out and I'm looking at this woman. I'm looking at her. You know, I always try to be respectful. Yeah, I don't think nobody can say that I'm not a respectful man toward women. I'm not always jumping on trying to holler at them. I'm not that type of guy. Even when I'm interested, I try to be friends. I try to be nice. I try to be sweet. Because women don't always need that from us. And I see women, and they look at me, and I can tell they hate me. It's almost like when you look at a Caucasian male or look at a Caucasian female, they look at you, and you can tell they hate you. It's like when you can start to feel hate, and you can tell hate. You're used to it from them. So it's like, but then you see your own melanated woman, and she looking at you, and she like, I hate your fucking guts. She just can't help it. Why? Because she's been abused. A lot of women have been abused by men. First sexual experience was with a man doing something he wasn't supposed to do. This is a problem. This is an issue. Men, we're gods. We got to be responsible with this reproduction organ that God gave us. That the universal God gave us. We got to be responsible for that. Nature is feminine. Mama is feminine. The universe is a feminine energy in nature. So when you go against the melanated woman, you're going against nature. You're going against yourself. That's probably one of the reasons why they're polluting this earth like this, because they know it's a melanated woman. The way they treat us is the way they treat this earth, and we're doing the same thing because we're in an isolated environment. This is what I'm starting to see. When you're in an isolated environment, listen to me real good. When you're in an isolated environment, an individual or individuals could tell you anything because you're isolated. You're disconnected from the rest of the world. So once you be disconnected, you can't get other information from other places because you're in an isolated environment. When you're in an isolated environment, you could be told anything. That's one of the problems with us in America. The melanated beings in America. Some people are only been on their block and never been off their block. We know that. Some people grow up in Florida, just been in Florida, never been in. Some people grow up in New Orleans, never been nowhere else. Some people born in New York ain't never been nowhere else. They only seen New York. So they ain't never seen the tropics. They ain't never been outside of the country. Some people ain't never been. Some melanated beings in this ain't never been at the country. If you are a melanated being, I advise you. And I say melanated being, I'm talking about what we call black people. That's why I say melanated being, because I'm getting away from that, because we're not black. We're melanated. If you ain't been out the country, you should venture out the country. That should be your number one thing that you need to be doing for your life. Get your passport and start venturing out the country and see how other people live. Because you're in an isolated environment right here in Babylon. You're in an isolated environment. America, U.S. You're in an isolated environment. And that's why they could tell you any motherfucking thing. They could tell you anything, and that's what they've been doing. They've been lying to us. Now we're starting to wake up because we got the internet. We got all this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. We're starting to wake up. But still, without waking up, life, you ain't going to know something is true until you go out and live it and see it for yourself. I'm a theorist, and I always tell people that. I'm a theorist. I test theories. I speak on things that I know. I speak on things that's a theory being tested. We have to heal as a people so we can start to rule the planet. We're going to rule the planet again. They could kill me today or tomorrow. They could kill anybody today or tomorrow. It doesn't matter. It's not going to stop what's going to happen. The kingdom will fall, and we will start to rule again. That's what's going to happen. We will rule this whole planet again like we did before. Play with me if you want to. That's exactly what's going to happen. And there's nothing they could do to stop it. There's nothing. People say the Illuminati, they say this, I don't know what it is. This is just a wicked ass energy on this planet. And whoever that, and the whole thing about it is control. So if you are a motherfucking man and you're trying to control people, then you got that wickedness on you too. I'm not trying to control nobody. I could barely control myself. I should be only trying to keep myself in line. Keep my emotions in line. Keep myself in line. And through doing that, I can keep everything else in line that I need to do. If somebody's not a part of my frequency or whatever, they'll naturally drift away from me. I don't have to cast people out. I don't have to be dispersed toward people. We're looking for the truth. That's why we on the internet. That's why we on YouTube. That's why we everywhere looking at all these different leaders and stuff like that. That's why we doing that. Because we looking for a way out. We looking for what is going on. What is happening to us? Why is this happening to us? Why do we feel like this? That's because you've been enslaved for over 500 years. Longer than that, really, because the Native Americans, we are Native Americans too. We're everybody. Melanated beings, the black people, I say black people that were born in slavery, we are the encompasses of humanity. We're Caucasian people, we're African people, we're Native Americans, we are Moors, we are Israelites, we are all of that. We are all those people encompassed in one people. And we went through some of the worst slavery that ever could imagine. And we're still enslaved right now. Don't get it motherfucking twisted. We're still enslaved right now. What's happening is those chains on our mind. Your body could be enslaved, but your mind could be free. Those thoughts that was on our mind, those are starting to break off. So now we're starting to expand our mind. We're starting to get higher. We're starting to get into our higher self. We're starting to become gods. We're starting to become gods. And what happening is through different situations that's in your life, in my life, and not just on TV, not just on the internet, not just on that, just in general. Things that are happening in the world is showing us what our problems are and how we need to fix it. Love is the only law. Love is the only law, and even Yeshua said that. Love your neighbor, which is the person that's next to you. Neighbor just means somebody that's next by your side. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. So Yeshua, Christ, was assuming that you loved yourself. Whether he was real or not, that's a debate. I don't get into all that. Because what his words were good. You eat the meat and spit out the bones. That's what you got to do. When you're dealing with any individual, any being that's speaking truth, if it resonates with your heart and you say, damn, that makes sense. He said, okay, I'm going to take that. You say, oh, and then he say something, and then he or she say something you don't like. You're like, let me throw that bone out. That ain't what I want right there. You understand what I'm saying? We know I don't eat meat no more. You know we don't eat meat, but it's a metaphor. That's what that is. That's what it is. We are using everything in the book to enslave our women. Our women are not supposed to be enslaved. In Africa, in different countries. I saw this another documentary. You can look it up. There's a documentary about this Muslim. Now I ain't with Islam. Like that. That come from melanated beings. I want y'all to understand. Islam come from us. But it's a religion that, it's old. We don't need that no more. You understand what I'm saying? But I say it like this. Some people need it. And when you need it, religion is used like this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this. Religion is used like this. Religion is used to get you where you need to get. Once you get to a certain level, you're supposed to transcend that. You're supposed to transcend that. I was raised up a Christian. And then I went into Christian, and then I understood that I was an Israelite. So then I went into that, and I did that as much as I could until I transcended that. I transcended that. Then you transcend that. That's what religion is for. But I say this. So, they have multiple wives, and they have women covering their hair, and they have all these things. But that's because, and you hear Farrakhan say, well, I never seen my daughter's legs. And people applauded him like, that, yeah, that's true. We don't supposed, no. In Africa and in these other countries and these other places, Akibuyan, Kush, Ethiopia, all these places, women will walk around. They didn't have barely hardly no clothes on. And if you are vibrating properly and you looking at that as your sister and stuff like that, or your man's, your tribe member or your family woman, woman and all that other stuff like that, the wife and stuff like that, you're not going to look at her like that because you're vibrating properly. It's a way of life. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's coming to us now. The new moon. In the Hebrew Israelite, they teach you that the new moon is important. You're supposed to sit back. You're supposed to not do anything. You're not supposed to buy or sell. But actually, the new moon does have significance. That new moon is actually the start. The new moon is actually the start of our months and stuff supposed to go off the moon. So these are things that we're starting to be taught. But we don't supposed to be sitting up in a warehouse. You know what I mean? Like some of these groups do, not doing nothing, no. You're supposed to be out in nature. You're supposed to be casting doing things spiritually for yourself. So it's no sense of us learning all these spiritual things and learning all these things and taking them and using them against people. And that's exactly what's doing, using religion against each other. It's time for us to transcend that. It's time for us to transcend that. Don't call yourself a God. Don't call yourself a supreme being. Don't call yourself nothing. And then you're abusing women. And when I say abusing women, people think that abuse is only slapping or somebody punching somebody. What they saw in the damn movie about Tina Turner. Eat the cake anime. That ain't just abuse. Get the fuck out of here. Abuse is motherfucking saying the wrong thing. Manipulating women to do what you want them to do. That's abuse too. Manipulation is abuse. That is abuse. But like I said, back to what I said, when you're in an isolated environment, a person could tell you anything. And that's what I saw. When I lived in an isolated environment out there with old boy, I saw that an individual could come and tell you anything. They could tell you anything. Because you're in an isolated environment. You got a heart. You got a heavy heart. We've been enslaved for over 600 years. We're being reincarnated. We keep having children, and we keep having them, giving them birth certificates, giving them social security numbers, and keep putting them back in slavery. Keep putting them back in slavery. As soon as you're born in this country, you're born a slave. White or Caucasian or melanated. And people fighting and struggling to get into this slavery. You understand what I'm saying? And you've been rocked to sleep. And right now you're uncomfortable. Now you're uncomfortable because everything is unraveling. You see what's going on in Washington, D.C.? I watch everything. I look at it. You see how this fool is out here cutting up? It ain't just him. It's the whole. It's all of them motherfuckers up there. They all up there. The FBI, the CIA, the motherfucking all the other all these other acronyms they got. They all cutting up. And what's going on right now is they're fighting each other. Melanated beings, this is your time to organize. This is your time to get yourself together. This is your time to let the take your energy away from this. So you could be great, so you could rule again. You cannot rule being at odds with your woman. The woman. We say woman until we start describing y'all a different way. The archetype, oh boy, I don't try not to use that lingo. But it has some sense to it. Archetype, it has some sense to it. That's the first. You can't do nothing without no woman. That don't mean you let her run over you and do whatever. Because you're also there to be a helpmate to her. Telling somebody when they're wrong is also a way of loving them. So I ain't saying you're supposed to be no pushovers, no man. The universal God didn't make us to be no pushovers. But he didn't make us to be no assholes and no jerks either. Back in Africa, in Akibuna, the woman would a lot of times ruled. I went back to this. In this documentary I saw, the women, it was a Muslim country. It was a Muslim tribe, a Muslim country. It was ruled by Islam. But the women, it was ruled by Islam, but the women ran it. The women ran the whole, it's in Africa, I forgot where it was. You can look up the documentary for yourself. It's all, they run everything. And you know what? That place runs smoother than the mother. When I say they run, they do all the political things. They do all the food things. They take care of all the agriculture as far as the counting of it. Anything that has to do with ruling a nation and ruling a kingdom, they take care of that. The men go out there and do the work. And when they come home, now wait a minute now, but when they come home, the women got everything laid out for them because they didn't went out and worked hard. They're enforcing, and they're the enforcers. They enforce the rules. A lot of them are enforcers of the rules. If a nigga do something wrong or somebody do something wrong, they go in there and they handle it. That's what men are for. We the enforcers. We the enforcers of nature. We're made stronger with testosterone and stuff like that. That's why it's less than us. It's more of women and less of men, because we're an anomaly. We're a mutation, but we're here to help the woman, so we don't have wombs, so we don't have to be tied down by a womb. But our job is to protect the womb. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing different. I don't give a fuck what stupid ass motherfucking dumb ass nigga come out and say whatever the fuck you want to say. This abuse of women is gonna fucking stop. And I'm not gonna sit up here and stand and just sit high and be silent on that. Y'all ain't gonna be silent on that. Y'all tell you, BP will tell you, my sister will tell you, anybody tell you, I always try to defend for women because I know what they go through. My dad wasn't all the way, my dad wasn't all the way right either. I grew up with a father, but he wasn't already right. And he did some stuff right. Why? Because he didn't have a good relationship with his mom. People that grow up without moms and don't really have a good relationship with their moms, a lot of them have a hard time dealing with the archetype. They have a hard time dealing with the woman. Because they never had that loving, motherly love from a woman. And then the men that do overcome that, they usually get them a good woman or a good wife or have a good sister or somebody good in their life to be a surrogate of that spot. And then they find love through that. And they learn how to deal with women through that. But some individuals, they just keep going from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman to woman to woman, trying to find love. And they won't listen to nobody. That's what my dad did. I see myself in that individual. I see my dad in that individual. That's why I understand that individual. But just like I told him yesterday, don't know no melanated woman need to be going. No melanated woman need to be in no situation. That's why I left the Hebrew Israelites. Not all Hebrews are like this. But the Hebrew group I was with, they wouldn't even let the women get up and talk. They use that scripture at the end of the Bible. The women don't be silent in the church, and they wouldn't let their women really get up and speak. The only time the women could get up and speak if they were single. If they were single, they could ask questions. If they wasn't single, they had to be quiet and ask their husbands. And I didn't agree with that. I want to hear what the melanated woman got to say. Ain't nobody could tell me nothing about no black woman, about no melanated woman. I know who they are. That's why I listens to them. That's why I listen. And sometimes we gotta take hits and hits for other niggas. Cause niggas is out here cutting up. Men are out here cutting up. And it ain't just melanated men. It's all men. We have enslaved our women in this realm we're living in. Before 6,000 years before that, we worshipped the woman. We worshipped her. And she took care of us in return, just like nature does. Nature is feminine. You do what you need to do for nature, you give back to nature, nature gives back to you. That's what the woman is. If you give to the woman, you put the right things, and you do the right things for a woman, she will take care of you. And you won't have no problems. Women validate men. I'm an artist. I do my art. You know how I know my art is good? Because women validate it. You know how I get sales when I go out and sell art? Them guys will buy that art because the women like it. The women say, oh, I love this. Oh, you want that, baby? How much is that? Oh, here you go. And they buy it for their woman. It'd be sometime men will come and they'll like the art and they be like, man, I really like that. They be wanting to buy it, but they woman be like, nah. She don't want it. And if she don't want it, he ain't gonna buy it. That's how that works. I can't get upset about that. That's why a lot of artists and some men, they actually, even in music, they actually cater their music toward women. Man, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You ain't gonna do shit without a woman. Especially a black woman. And you're blessed as a melanated man to be blessed melanated, so you can possibly be blessed with a queen. You better do right for that one first. And melanated women, if you see a man and he's constantly going through women like that, constantly going through women, I've been single for a while. I've been married before. I've been single for a while. Why? Because I'm waiting. I have control of my lower self. I didn't start having sex till I was about 20 years old.
I said this in front of everybody. I used to have sex till I was 20 years old, so I have control of myself. And some people don't have a choice in that. They were taken advantage of at a young age. But God, but the universal God held me and had it that didn't happen to me. So I could be who I am right now. So I could say what I'm saying right now. We need to heal. We have enslaved our women. And women, when you get the power, when the power go back into your hand, because it's slowly but surely going back. That's why Hillary didn't get it. She wasn't the one. Hillary wasn't the one. She have done too much wrong. She have went against her nature. Because she didn't kill people and did all kind of wrong to children and stuff. One of the things that make women so beautiful is the caring that they have for their children. And a lot of women that are very in tune with their feminine side and in tune with their motherly self, they'll be mothers to multiple women and multiple people. They'll be mothers to grown women, grown men. That's what a real woman is. A real woman is God. When she's being motherly, when she's loving, when she's speaking life, and she don't always have to be a mother. She could be just a strong warrior. A woman can do everything. You can do anything. Everything and anything you can do. You do it better than us. You are us. And we need you, melanated one. We need you to start being who you need to be for us. So we can rise and start ruling this planet. We are going to be your enforcers. The real niggas, the real black men, the real melanated men know their job. They know what's going to be done. They know what's going to happen. And you're going to stand by your woman's going to stand by you, and you are going to rule this planet. There's no boo-hoo crying, feeling sorry for yourself. It's time for us to rule again. This shit is crumbling down. You see Babylon crumbling as you speak. Turn on that motherfucking news. Stop putting your head in the sand. Living in your artificial world. Being fake and phony. You better look at what's going on the news. You better look at what's going on in this world. You better look at out your motherfucking front goddamn door. This shit ain't right. Your woman is being enslaved. You heard Dick Gregory, he said it. That's why we call it booty. That's why we call it booty. I'm getting me some booty. That's what pirates say when they're going to get treasure. That's what Dick Gregory, he explained it. You know what Dick Gregory said? I love this man. You know what he said? They said, well, Dick Gregory, what you want to say? He said, you know what I know? He said, you know what I know? He said, I ain't shit. I done had 10 kids. I done had 10 kids. And I was just, in all them 10 kids, I ain't say, he said, all them 10 kids, I was up there having sex, not realizing I was making another God. I'm a dirty ass motherfucker. I was just trying to get me some pussy. That's what he said. Now he's a beautiful man, but what he's explaining is, he didn't, before he had an understanding, before he got enlightened, he didn't understand. Me too. I have twin daughters. We didn't know that we were making other gods. We didn't know why the Bible said be celibate before you go, be celibate until marriage. Because once you have a child with somebody, you're connected with them forever. So you need to be careful who you lay down with. That's what that scripture is for. That's what these laws are for. They're not to control you. They're to help you. You see what I'm saying? That's why religion is fucked up. Because it's not giving you the understanding why you're doing. Woman, hold yourself. Hold your vagina. That's why you see all these women saying, fuck these niggas, and they go into each other. That's why more women are starting to be together. Now, niggas seeing women being together, so now this little evil-ass spirit is trying to put in these niggas like, oh, so now the women being together, so we gonna have to slide in there with the polygamy now. Because the women ain't really checking for us no more. So now women want to be with other women, so now we gonna have to slide in that way. Instead of really healing. Instead of really healing ourselves. That's what's going on. Women ain't checking for niggas now. Especially the black woman, she ain't checking for us now. We didn't abuse her too much. And you can't keep blaming it on the white man. You can't keep blaming it on your slave master. You cannot keep blaming that. I keep hearing it. You cannot blame nobody but your motherfucking self. Because you was the fucking asshole. You was the one being abusive. You was the one being manipulative. You was the one cheating and lying and shit. The lying is the problem. The bearing false witness is the problem. The scriptures say, one of the laws, it said, do not turn your daughters over to whoredom. Or that the whole land, paraphrasing, the whole land will be turned into whoredom. That's what we have in Babylon. You teaching your women, you teaching your girls, you go give your 16, 17-year-old daughter birth control. You're telling her to be a whore. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. Instead of teaching her and saying, hey, Tasha. Hey, Tiffany. Before you have sex, you need to understand that you are creating another God. And these are all the issues that you can have. Sex is for the reproduce. You could possibly get pregnant. You shouldn't really have sex with a man until you are sure that this man is the man that you really want to deal with for the rest of your life. You don't necessarily have to be with him for the rest of your life, but you have to deal with him for the rest of your life because you have a child, and of course you want help to be able to raise that child, because you become vulnerable. You lower yourself. You become vulnerable when you have a child. That's the way you should be explaining it to her, not taking her over there giving her that cancer pill, because that's all that's tearing up her womb. That's why women having all these problems. Your womb is being attacked, black woman, melanated woman. The past that you have dirty newspaper and all kind of damn poisonous in the pads that you put on. You better go to Whole Foods. There's different websites you need to look up a better pad, if tampons are bad for you. You do the research on your own. I know this why, because I have 5 sisters and I have friends, and they told me this. It's a fact. So you need to check that. You need to figure out that right there for yourself. The HPV, that is a made up virus that they made up to attack the woman's cervix. HPV. They're attacking your womb. Your womb is being attacked. You always going to be a woman, even if you don't decide to have a child. A womb is not just for to have a child. A womb is a divine portal between this realm and other realms. It can be used for other things. That's why women are so much powerful than us, because they have a womb. Not just for to have children, for other things as well. Do you understand me? This abuse of women have got to stop. And women, you have to take your power, and you have to know who you are. And it's not for us to throw all of us men away, because we need you. And without you, we will perish. Cut the shit out, niggas. This polygamy, cut it out. I'm not saying polygamy, cut it out, but cut it out if you're not reproducing. If you ain't trying to build a kingdom, then you need to cut it out. And you need to have a way to promote. And I'm going to say something else about polygamy. If you going to be polygamous, you're going to have to give all the women equal. So let's say this. You have one wife, right? Y'all done built yourself up. Y'all got 2 cars. Y'all got a nice house. The house is a 2 or 3 bedroom house. Maybe you have about 3 kids. And y'all want to take on another wife. Guess what, nigga? You need to be able to give that other woman exactly what that other woman has. She need to have a 3-bedroom house. She need to have a couple cars. She need to have that. If you can't provide, you need to sit your ass down and shut the fuck up forever. Because you need to be able to provide for them women. If you can't provide, you need to stay with that one, and you need to take care of that one. You need to take care of your children and shut the fuck up. You can't be in a polygamous relationship and you can't take care of them women. And them women supposed to have equal. They supposed to be equal. They supposed to have equal. And if the woman that you with don't want that, then you need to think about that. I'm not saying polygamy ain't something that we're going to be involved in. I do believe in the future that we will be involved in that, because there's way more men in the world than women, and it's a way to build kingdoms quickly. It's a way to build your kingdom up. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Be honest, if I was a man and I had 3 women on my side, I had 2 women on my side, nigga, I'd be a powerful ass nigga. Because I ain't going to do nothing but do what they tell me to do. I go out there and provide, make sure I got everything taken care of for them, and I'm going to do what they tell me to do. I'm going to be doing what they tell me to do. We're going to be working as a team, and I'm going to be following their lead, and they going to lead me right to glory. Good women, 3 good women. You understand what I'm saying? I won't have no problems if I had that. That's a privilege. Every nigga ain't privileged to have that. Every nigga don't need to have that. Some men out here that have that right now. They're in polygamous relationship right now because they deserve it. If it's working for them, if they're not, there's no abuse going on, that man deserves that. Akon has multiple wives. That man is a multi-millionaire. And his wives seem to be happy. If they're happy, if that woman is happy, that's all that matters. Even if you don't have the house to give her and stuff, but you need to be able to provide something. You need to be able to provide. Half of us can't provide. Half of us are on child support and got all these other situations going on. Nigga, you can't have no multiple. And if you're just doing it for sex, that's just an open relationship. That's just you just in an open relationship. That's your business. That don't need to be teach like no doctrine. Get the fuck out of here. You can't teach that as no doctrine. Ain't no reproduction going on, you dumbass nigga. Fuck you. You can't teach that as no doctrine. Man, I'm going long. I'm going to say this. Love is the answer. Love is the key. We have to start loving each other. We start to disconnect from these fucked up ways that we have in our mind that somebody taught you. Get that Bible, throw it away. Because ain't nothing in the Bible that told you that you have to be in a monogamous relationship. That Bible don't teach monogamy. Nothing teaches that. The Bible does not teach that. Nothing teaches that. That's something that we got in our mind. But some people like monogamous relationships. They do better in monogamous relationships. You can't tell nobody what to do with their personal self. But you can't do it to abuse women. That's my problem with it. And it need to be done the right way. And the women need to have their own space and their own way. And the women have to choose. Women choose the other woman. The woman has that to agree. And if you see a woman you like and you bring it to the forefront, the women have to agree. If they don't agree, if you want to know, watch Big Love. Now that's Mormon stuff, but you can still watch it. You can apply it to your life. If the women don't agree, it's going to always cause problems. And niggas can get greedy. A man can have 3 wives and still want more. That's how important y'all are. That's how powerful y'all are to us. That's how much y'all are. That's how much of the universe y'all are. That's how much women are very powerful. I know that. So I said all this, and I watched the Yaya video, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come out and say that, because she's right, and she lived through it, and it's stupid, and niggas are abusing and taking advantage of women, and it's got to stop. Not with us melanated beings. We're not gonna do that. This is what this going on. We are waking up. The gods are waking up of the planet. Women are waking up. I've met so many amazing women in this last freaking 6 months that is blowing my mind. How many amazing women I'm meeting. Women are waking up. The gods are waking up. And if nigga you don't wake up with them, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be stomped out. You're going to get stomped out. Spiritually and maybe physically. Because this stuff has got to stop. We will rule again. So I say all this to say that's love, love, love. Men love the women. Women love the men. And when I say love, it don't necessarily have to be in a relationship. It could be with a friendship. It could be with, you got to be friends first. It could be with a friendship. It could be with your mother, your sister, your brother. Men, you have wonderful, intelligent sisters. Hang out with your sister sometime. Hang out with your girl, a girl that's your friend. Hang out with her sometime. Get to know her. See what she go through. See the pain that she go through. See the different things that she go through. The one thing I see how niggas be hollering at women. That's how I know not to be. Because I got sisters, I say, he said this to you. He said what? Niggas be coming at women crazy as fuck. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do that. I mean, I might see a sexy woman. I might see a beautiful woman. I'd be like, wow, you know, I might even want to holler. But I don't go up to women and just be, they don't want you all in their ass all the time, nigga. Chill out. Calm your ass down, you fucking hound. Goddamn pussy hound. Calm your stupid ass down, you dumbass motherfuckers. Women don't want you always in their ass all the time. Trying to holler. Trying to get in their pants. They trying to heal. I learned that. I had to learn this. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you something that I'm speculating. No, I know this by experience. I am a theorist. And if you are a man and you cannot control yourself, you cannot go 6 months, 3 months, a month, a year, 2 years without sex, you have a problem. And all this talking about a man have to release, let's be honest. You have to release and it's good for your prostate and all this. That can have some facts to it. But let me tell you something, what happens. That stuff will get released in your dreams. You can have a dream about sex and you can nut right on yourself. And that's your release. You don't got to be always feeling like you got to be with a woman and take away from a woman. And when you do get a woman you need to, and that allows you to be with her like that, you need to go ahead and do right by her. Because she's lowering herself down to even be with your dumb ass. It is a privilege to have sex with a woman. It is a privilege to be with a woman. Y'all niggas is stupid. And a woman that give you herself freely is a woman that don't know herself. Once these women starting to learn themselves, they starting to learn that we ain't that this thing ain't supposed to be like this. And that's what they're starting to learn. That's why a lot of them are going to lesbianism. They're going to that. But a lot of them are going into that, and then they're starting to realize that that ain't all the way the truth is. Because some women, not all, but some women are running away from men to run into those relationships, and then they see some of the same problems. Because I see some women that are mimicking us. Not all, but some women are mimicking us in the way that they treat women. I see some of these women treating women bad, worse than the man. Throwing them away, cheating on them, doing the same stuff we do. That's not love, guys. Don't mimic our fucking bullshit, our bullshit ass, bastard ass masculinity. Not the real masculinity, but the fake masculinity. Don't. You shouldn't be mimicking that. You should be loving the woman like you would want to be loved yourself. You should give the woman the things that she want that you didn't have. When you meet another woman, you're seeing your mother, your sisters, your all the women you know in that woman. And if you wouldn't want nobody to be slapping and grabbing on your sister and grabbing on your mama and doing that to you, you don't want that. You shouldn't do that to somebody else. You wouldn't want nobody manipulating your mama, manipulating your sister, doing that. Then you shouldn't do it to somebody else. And beings that ain't never had no family, you at a disadvantage. You need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Because you don't even know nothing about a family. You don't even know what a family is. So your view on the world is skewed. And then you don't want to listen because a dark energy that allowed you to do all this fucked up shit you done did. So then you don't want to listen. Just because you got money don't mean you're successful. Just because you got people listening to you, you control people, don't mean that you got everything together. We're here to learn. We're on this plane. We're energy. We're light energy in this vessel to learn a lesson. That's why we down here. You suffer here because you're learning a lesson. You violated some laws. You did something you weren't supposed to do. You're down here to learn. That's what you're down here for. This could be a paradise for you, or this can be a hell for you. Come on, man. Come on. And to all the Melanation out there, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Azul, you know what you need to do. Omac, you know what you need to do. Key, you know what you need to do. I'm telling y'all right there, you know what you need to do. Azul, you need to get the hell on. You need to get out of that. Om, you need to get out of that. EJ, you know you in a bad situation. You need to get out of that. That being is not right. He is a demon. He is of the devil. Y'all could tag him. Y'all could say, I already told him. I already said what I need to say to him. I ain't saying nothing else to him. I've tried to reach out to him as a friend and talk to him, and he not listening. You're not going to get up on this internet and do all this shit and having women leave. And you women that are leaving your children, you ought to be ashamed of your motherfucking self. You do not leave your you do not leave your children. You do not do that. You don't leave your children. You don't never do that. That ain't nothing. Never a mother. A mother leaving our kids is different with men. Because sometimes we do have to go out into the world and make money and do what we need to do for our families. And we do have to leave. But a mother should always be constant for her children. Always be constant. You should always be constant for your children. If a man, if you can't turn to nobody, you should be able to turn to your mama. My mama golden. My mama still got my back. Do you understand what's going on? Do you understand your power, woman? My mom is gone, been gone since 2004. She is still with me. She's still with me. Do you understand that? A mother should always be constant for her children. If you lay down with a man and you didn't have children, even if the man ain't shit, don't worry about that. You are good. You can take care of women. Black, melanated women are the proof that women can raise great children by themselves. It's not that that's the way it's supposed to be, but it is what can be done. And they do it all the fucking time. That's how you know the black woman don't hardly need the man like that. Until it's time for war, which is what it was time for war and time for doing things that we need to do. It's a privilege to be with a woman. Some of y'all don't know about women. Some of y'all too young to know about a woman. I'm older than y'all in Babylon years. I done been in relationships, been married before. That is not the way you treat nobody. That is wrong. You don't throw women aside. You don't toss women aside like that. You are responsible for that. And y'all sitting up in there, y'all responsible for that. Anybody come out there now or coming into a trap, y'all luring them in it. If your heart know and you know in your heart that something's not right, get the fuck on. I'm not going to keep sitting back and being silent and allowing our women to keep being mistreated and misused. You know if let me explain something to you. You want to know if an organization is good? Look at the women in the organization. If the women in the organization is squared up and squared away and it looking like that, then it can see. But when you see some problems within the women and within the sisterhood and stuff like that, then you know some issues is there and it needs to be flushed out. And it's some entity and it's something in there that's causing problems. I gotta speak my truth. This ain't no reality TV show. It might be a reality TV show for other people, but it ain't no reality TV show for me. This is real life. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck. I'm not gonna keep reincarnated into slavery. My actual injury. I should have at least 7 kids by now. I like to have a big family. But I can't even do it because we're enslaved. I'm not finna reincarnate. I reincarnated 2 twin daughters into this. And they mama so lost. She got the children eating meat. Got them doing all this stuff. She got them. They all out of weight. She got me all on. She got it all fucked up. Then ran me out the house. Divorced me. Did all kind of stuff. So she lost in the sauce. She's a lost soul until she started to wake up. But that's her prerogative because she's the woman. And she's in control of the children. People are like, oh, take her to court. But y'all, no. For visitate us. No, for what? If a woman don't want you to see the kids, she don't want you to see them. She don't want you to be with the kids, she don't want you to be with them. That's her prerogative. Those children are for her. I'm not going to worry. I go see them when I do go see my children. I go see them when I can. I go see them. I seen them a couple months ago. Well, yeah, last month. So I go see them. You see what I'm saying? I do the best I can. I pay money. I do the best I can. I pay my child support. I do the best I can. But it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. You see what I'm saying? You got women divorcing men just because of money. Just because they want to get more money. Stuff like that. Come on, man. This is not a business transaction. That's what Babylon, this is a capitalist society. They made everything a business transaction. Come on, man. Wake up. We are in an isolated environment in America. That's why they fucking with us. Then you go out there and then you go back into another isolated environment. What you are seeking for is freedom. Freedom from your mind and freedom for your body and soul. Your body is connected to your soul and to your mind. You want your whole being to be free. So you can do what the fuck you want to do as a righteous being. And a righteous being, when you say you're going to do what you want to do, you know you're going to be doing righteous things, which is things that's going to help the planet, going to help people reincarnate here. Spirits still want to come down to this realm. So it must be something good about being here. Let the healing begin. If you sitting up in the Hebrew Israelite and you don't, and it's not working for you, get out of it. If you sitting up in the Muslim, you sitting up in the church and it's not doing something for you, get out of it. Follow yourself. Follow your own spirit. Follow your own soul. If you sitting up with somebody, with a man or a woman, and she's not serving you and she's not doing anything, and y'all not happy together, and y'all not making happiness for each other, and y'all not doing the right thing, and y'all not loving each other, then get out of that. Get in a loving environment. Love is the key. Love is going to save this planet. Love is going to save this world. Love is going to do it. Hate not going to do it. Hate is destroying us right now. These motherfuckers out here doing all this shit on the news and doing all this shit because they trying to control people and they hate people. It's all kind of wickedness going on. And by you sitting down not saying nothing, we're just as bad. Because we sitting up in America as American blacks, we rapping, singing, playing ball, doing all this fucking stupid ass shit for this raggedy bitch being a slave. Let it be known. We're not going to be real men are not going to be, and the real men that hear me on this or ever hear me or know that, or even that they ain't heard it, they know in their heart that they're not going to allow that things to happen. You saw what happened with what old girl said, the poet, Maya Angelou, back in the day. The dude raped her. They found that nigga dead. She told who did it. They found that nigga dead. I'm not advocating violence. But when abuse is done, it needs to be called out. It needs to be shown to be ugly. It needs to be shown to be ugly. Nature boy, you are ugly, nasty being for what you're doing to women. It's not going to be allowed. That is nasty, it's dirty, and I don't give a fuck. I don't stand for no shit like that. Ever. And nobody else should be standing for that shit either. You don't manipulate people. You don't make people feel like that. You don't make people feel like shit. And put yourself above everybody, you raggedy motherfucker. Fuck you and what you doing. You need to cut it out. Don't know no other black woman go out there. You a dumbass motherfucker. You go back out there with that demon. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That's bullshit. There ain't no rightness in what you doing. You taking factual stuff, you taking good stuff, and you taking it and you twisting it up. And you playing with people. And I don't know why you doing. Sometimes I think somebody backing this nigga and got this nigga, got a battery in this nigga back. Somebody helping this motherfucker. But the truth gonna be told. You play with my sister. You play with me. You play with all the beings that go. You playing with people. And the only reason it's being done because we've been enslaved so long and we trying to figure out what the fuck going on. And instead of you loving people, you causing more problems. Fuck you, nigga. And there's good souls out there. There's good people out there. And you fucking them up with your bullshit. Fuck you. This shit is not going to be allowed. We're not going to have another religion come up and it's going to be destroying people because that's what you're trying to do. And we're not going to have it. Religion is dead. We're killing that shit. Righteous beings know how to be righteous. They don't need nobody to tell them to be righteous. Righteous beings know not to lie, know not to kill, know not to steal, know not to bear false. They know what to do. The universal God didn't put that in you. You know what to do. You don't need nobody to come tell you what to fucking do. I don't need nobody to tell me what. I was a good person when I came. I was a good person when I came. I'm a good person now. We all got good and bad in us. We all got the yin and yang. You got to balance that thing out. Get off the internet. Get off the YouTube. Get out in the sun, sit out in the sun, and let the sun talk to you. Before I came in here, I was out at the park at the nature with my shoes off, getting grounded, trying to figure out trying to figure. I'm in the room right now because I'm on my Wi-Fi. Out in nature, out there with Mama, trying to get an understanding. And Mama said, you cannot sit down and not say nothing about this. You cannot just be silent. So I'm not. I'm going to talk shit. It ain't shit. I'm going to talk my truth. This shit got to stop. And it's not just one person. Stop This is what we gotta stop doing. We gotta stop being immature. Don't take one situation and just harp on that situation. The situation is for to show you about what's going on in the planet, what's going on around the world. When I talk of a planetary. That's how melanated beings we gotta think. We gotta think planetary. We are the rulers of this planet. We have to think planetary. This is a planetary problem. We gotta get off the patriarchic system and get back on the matriarchic system, where the women are in control. And when I say they're in control, that means that they're ruling, and they're gonna rule the right way. You ain't gonna even know you're being ruled. It's gonna be done so smooth and so easy. It's gonna be so easy because that's the natural way that things supposed to be. And when women rule, women can get evil too. They can get off too. That's why other women are there to check other women. Because I believe that's what happened. I believe the woman had got off and started doing some things that she wasn't supposed to do, and that's how she fell. Just like as melanated beings, we start doing stuff that we weren't supposed to do. That's why we fell, and that's why we've been ruled for 6,000 years. It started with Alexander the Great. But their kingdom is falling. It's crumbling right in front of you. You're in Babylon, sitting in. Me too. I'm sitting in Babylon, in a crumbling kingdom. It's crumbling down. Stock market and all that shit. That shit is a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Politicians lie, including Obama. Fuck that nigga too. They all liars. I love Trump because Trump is lying and he just lie right in front of your face. Yeah, blah, 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 and they turn right back. These motherfuckers is lying in your face. Everything, we're in Revelation. Everything is being revealed. You think it's Trump? Everybody trying to say Trump. No, he is just, it's what it is. This has been like this. This has been like this since they came on the scene. And they came over here and took this shit from the Native Americans. And guess what, melanated beings? Stop blaming all that shit on the European. Because the Moors was right there with these Europeans showing these motherfuckers. Not all Moors. Because I'm going to put that out. Because I'll be going hard on the Moors. Not all Moors. But the Moors is the one that set this whole government up. Y'all need to do y'all research. Melanated beings did this. And if I be honest, and I don't know this for a fact, but if I be honest, it's a melanated being sitting up on top of all this whole system. I think it's a melanated being sitting on this whole system. It's all about control. It ain't about white and black or none of that shit. It's about controlling people. And of course they're going to beat up on the melanated beings because we're the most powerful thing on the planet. It's common sense. It's not even, this stuff is not even hard science right now. People don't want to accept their reality. That's why we do all these drugs. Why do you think people are on drugs? They're on drugs because they don't accept their reality. I had a sister die of a drug overdose. So all y'all niggas selling dope, y'all could go to hell. That's not loving your neighbor. You're not selling dope to somebody. That's somebody's sister. It's bad dope at that. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's mama. That's why this rap music is getting on my nerves too. So, let me end this thing because I'm going. I say all that to say this. One, anybody that know Nature Boy, don't go out there with Nature Boy. I already said this once, and y'all, I still see black women taking their ass out there. That's why I gotta say it a motherfucking again. The tropics. Go visit the tropics. If you want to get your shit and move to the tropics, go ahead and do it. It ain't gonna hurt you. Your environment does affect your body. It does affect everything, all that. Your diet, you got to have the right diet. You can't be eating the bullshit we've been eating. And that's a lot of things where once you start eating right, you're going to want to move to the tropics anyway, because once you start eating right, you're not going to want to live here anyway. Because this food they feeding us is fucking, it's a mouse. They basically give me, let me tell you something. You're basically a rat in a maze right now, in an obstacle course or something right now. That's basically what's going on. Because the food they feeding us poison. You know how you get rat poison? That's what, it's poison in the food. It say right on the back of the motherfucker. And then they tell you, then the stuff they put on the back of it. See what it is that I believe that this is all an experiment. They trying to see how far they could go with us. You see what I'm saying? So they put the poison on the back of the food, but then you still eating it. Like people eat cereal all the time. It ain't nothing but poison in cereal. Then you turn around and eat it, and then they turn around. Imagine what they're not putting in on back in the ingredients, that they're not telling you what's in the food. You eat meat, you gotta cut that out. That's a fact. I've done it. I've done that theory with my own body. We're not supposed to be eating meat, not melanated beings. Maybe the other races, maybe the other, not the other races, but maybe the other beings, maybe the other, different versions of ourselves can have to do it. But no, nobody should be eating meat. It's not necessary. You're slaughtering animals. No. Don't go out there with Nature Boy. Change your diet. Go to the tropics. If you're not prepared to move yet, go visit. Pay attention to your surroundings. Stop burying your head in the sand. All this black power and black stuff. Anytime you see something with black on it, unless you know the person that started it. It's not about that. It ain't no such thing as black people. It is no such thing. We are melanated beings. We are special beings. We are special on this earth because we went through some of the worst slavery that anybody have ever went through, cattle slavery. So that make us special. That make us powerful. That's right. That's right, Williams. Vegan for life. That make us powerful. And that make us not to be fucked with. Ain't nobody could do nothing to us. Everything that could have been done to us is being done to us. They talking about the FEMA camps. Okay, they took to get the FEMA camps and throw us back in the FEMA